Um, so I would like to talk about missing and murdered businesswoman ride I did back 2 years ago. It's still going on now, but hello? Sorry, it's 2003 Corolla. This was powering this whole setup. Um, sorry. No 12, no 12. Oh my god, I don't am. I was gonna talk about missing and murdered this woman ride, and that's what I did with Wakia Washdewi. She was, a cowgirl, and she was a really good horseman, probably better than me. And she went missing and murdered a couple months after we did the missing and murdered this woman ride, so which is a huge shame and really ironic. And it was, doing these things you can never give up, because I've done this for about 4 years now, and it happening to my family was really hard, because it's like I've done so much, work upon this statistic, and then it keeps happening to my family, and I was really down, but I never, and then it just felt like a lot of weight and stuff to be the person to talk about it, especially if it happened to my family 2 times. And I want to talk about the police brutality, honor George Floyd as well. He was murdered in plain sight. And I want to talk about my uncle, who is murdered as well by police. And about in the 1980s, 1970s, my father and my uncle were the best of friends. And he died when he was about 18 years old, and he was a track star athlete. And he was Lakota Itazi Cho, and he had legs and he could run. He was a runner, and that's what Lakotas are. We're pretty tall, so we can run. So he was a runner and he was a track star, and he was in a band. He was really well known, and the police didn't like that. They didn't like a Lakota, being, known. Longer. But I want to talk about him, and he was on his way to practice, and he got pulled over, and he got beat to death. And they called my grandparents, and they said, come get your son, we had detained him. And which they didn't. They just pulled him over and beat the crap out of him. And he was in his cell, and he had bruises all over his body. And there is this 2-story bunker which they tied him to, and they said he hung himself, which that's an injustice in South Dakota. And my grandmother she just started beating on them. She's like, you killed my son, you killed my son. Why is he all beaten and bruised? And that has been happening since the 80s, the 70s, and it devastated my dad. And he was a bull rider, that my uncle. And my uncle, he always told my dad he wanted to be the first professional Lakota bull rider in history, because back then that was unthinkable to have an Indigenous person into a professional whitewash sport, for mainly cowboys and cowboys and Indians. So my dad actually did that, and he went to bronc riding and he took it up, and then now he has that place as the first professional Lakota bull rider in the history. So he did that in honor of my uncle, because he was taken so soon. And I can share that after my cousins passed away, it was really hard to fight for myself. It was really hard to, because chronic depression and a lot it's just that was a really bad year for me. But you know, by the time my second cousin was murdered, I thought my first cousin I was really close to. But by the time my second cousin was murdered, it just like spirit just said to me, "You're walking for them," you know, because they were taken too soon. They are all taken too soon. So these are happy hunting grounds. Feel the soil beneath your feet, and look up to the sun and just be thankful that you're here. Be thankful because these are happy hunting grounds that so many spirits want to be a part of. We are a part of something still so beautiful, and to keep that wola kota, that everything that's happening into the world, everything that's happening in the hello, okay, everything that's happening in the world, the epidemic, make sure your peace. Wola kota means peace, and make sure that doesn't take your peace. Make sure to be grounded, because you're gonna need that someday. You know, the government, we have a president that has a warrant out for his arrest in the United States. I mean, a warrant out, and it's beginning to be, spiraling downhill pretty fast. So we need to like grab everything that we know. You know what I mean? And stay strong, blehechia. Stay strong. And thank you. I wanna for any people that have been a survivor of any kind, um, I wanted to sing a Crazy Horse song, and crazy. You guys may know who Crazy Horse is, Sitting Bull. Um, he was a hero to our Lakota people, and he was a part of defeating the U.S. Government, and he strategized it a lot.